All right, YouTube, we're back. Dominic and Matt here. We've been having a lot of fun in the last several videos we do, and we want to keep having fun. But we're going to take it a little bit serious today. This is my one rant on law enforcement and martial arts. I get emails about people who ask, what risk locks we use or control tactics, because they want to know what classes that they're going to teach based off of two law enforcement personnel. This is going to be my definitive statement for police departments and martial arts. Law enforcement and martial arts has zero place in law enforcement whatsoever. Okay? Martial arts, on the physical side for things, is for self-defense. It's for self-improvement. It's for enlightenment. It's for finding your way. It's a great internal aspect art. But for the raw sense of physicality on it, it is for self-defense. If Matt and I are at a distance, okay, remember, Matt said, we're in a bar, Matt calls my mother a whore, he gets in a fight with me, he wants to sit there and kick my ass. He's got to come towards me in order to sit there and get his job done. That make sense? So if Matt pisses me off and I don't go towards him, I keep all my teeth. If he doesn't come towards me, I go home at the end of the night, my ego's hurt, that's about it. Law enforcement is the only animal that when I tell Matt, put your hands behind your back, sir, and he chooses not to do it, him and I are at war right now, okay? And I'm going to get into some little internal sides of this. We have a saying in Wing Chun, he who moves first dies first, okay? So I'm going to be a beat behind the movement. And look at Matt's posture right here. If I say, sir, I need you to put your hands behind your back for me, he doesn't do it, okay? And if I go to put his hands, he gets to react. He goes, watch this in real time, all right? Sir, put your hands behind your back for me. No, doesn't want to do it. I am beat behind the movement. We train for the 1%er. In all my 8 years, I really didn't meet too many passive resistors because I like to think that my personality wasn't that of a dick. I went up to people, hey, do me a favor, could you just place your hands behind your back for me? I gotta make sure that you have no weapons on you. Problem solved, all right? The one aspect of it, in my opinion, if you were never a cop, doesn't even matter if you were in the military. Matt's former military, okay? Military has a different mindset than cops. If you were not a cop, you have no business teaching law enforcement. I don't care if you comprehend the idea of combat, of warfare, or whatever, that's great. What you don't comprehend is liability. What you don't comprehend is when you go to put your hands on somebody and you go to do whatever control tactic you want and you think this is going to work, number one, he's a living human, breathing human being. In Illinois, the legal age to handcuff somebody is 10 years old. And I will tell you from personal experience, if a 10-year-old does not want to be handcuffed, they're not going to be handcuffed. If I start putting man in control tactic, he has to be passive. If he's not, we're going to go to war. The problem is, once you start going to war with somebody, can you deal? You civilians and you military, you think you could teach law enforcement, you guys have no idea what it's like to sit there and have the flashes through your head. Will I lose my house? Who's got the camera? Who's going to sue me? What happens if I do every single thing right and then my village holds me out to dry because I wound up putting some dark shadow on the department? You guys have no idea the hesitation that causes. All right? Real quick story is a buddy of mine years ago, one of the best officers I ever worked with, Ken. We went to a call of a guy having some kind of panic attack or whatever in the middle of one of our busy intersections, Rollins and 83. Ken and I get there, it's a Saturday afternoon. Some guy is freaking out, backing up traffic, north and southbound lane. We had no idea what was going on. Come up, try to handcuff this guy. As we start to handcuff him, because he is now freaking out, his wife comes running at us, screaming. We still do not know what's going on. We take him down to the ground, boom, 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 down, 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 down. I'm here, Ken's here, the guy's starting to fight us. He's screaming, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Everyone's looking. Everyone is looking all over the place. We hesitated. We don't know what's going on. We got a woman going crazy at us, trying to yell at us. We got a guy screaming, don't kill us, while he's fighting. We should have broken his arms to get into handcuffs. It was because it was our safety and his safety. But the point being is we didn't. I know on my end because I went, okay, due to the totality of the circumstances, I'm not sure what's really going on here. My job should have been to break his arm. The point being is that I know so many of us in martial arts like to think we're tough and go, oh, we're going to break his arm to do in there. But you guys don't know what it's like to sit there and actually do the job, have your asshole be puckered like crazy because you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to come out of where, the fear of whether or not you're going to keep your job that day, and then what's really going to happen. So this is my rant based on my 8 years as a patrol officer I was in one of the most violent areas up in Lake County, Illinois. I was on NIPUS Mobile Field Force, so I like to think I know what I'm talking about. I worked with some fantastic, amazing, best officers on the planet, and all of them will probably tell you that unless you actually walked in their shoes, you have no business teaching law enforcement. So as much as I think that a lot of you guys out there are doing a great job teaching these tactics, you know, control tactics, oh my gosh, this and that, pull his hand behind here, all this stuff, you guys don't know what you're doing. You're doing against a passive target. So unless you can articulate what's going to happen after the fact, okay? I don't care if it's a 94-year-old woman or a 10-year-old kid. If they're a threat, they're a threat. But can you deal with the threat afterwards about what happens to your family, your life, and then whether or not you're going to keep your job afterwards? So that's my rant. The one thing, too, I will not be showing law enforcement tactics online because that's not yours to know. You know, that's for these guys, for law enforcement to know only. Okay, it's not for civilians to know. Keep an eye out. I do have a book and a couple of videos coming up. Announcements for the week. We have some huge seminars coming up in the Chicago area. June 15th, this will all be on the Izzo Tactical Combat page on Facebook. June 15th, Light Burley of 52 Blocks is coming out. He's coming out June 15th, okay? Saturday, I believe it's the following Saturday, 2 Saturdays from then, I think it's the 29th, I'll have to double check. Jin Young, the China boxer, is coming back out, okay? So in June, we have a huge month. You got Light Burley and you got Jin coming back out. This is probably the best news that I've gotten all day. I spoke last night with this gentleman. Love him or hate him, agree with him or disagree with him, I don't care. Sean Obasi. Sean Obasi is one of my favorite Wing Chun guys lately because of his passion. I don't care how much he shoots his mouth off, how much you don't care about him, I care about him. I think the guy is putting his money where his mouth is. He's one of the most passionate, kind-hearted, so I've seen, because he takes questions, he debunks them, he challenges them. He'll take a challenge. The guy's a fighter. He's what Wing Chun was supposed to be. So he is coming out August 3rd. August 3rd. Sean's coming out. I invited him to come out, tell his story, talk about the compatibility for MMA, whatever curriculum he wants to teach for that day he's going to teach. So Sean Obasi from New York is coming out, okay, and we're going to do a seminar with him as well, too. It's on August 3rd. So go to our Izzo Tactical Combat page, like the page on Facebook. There's going to be a bunch of updates coming up in the future. Based on your military experience, do you think that you guys should be teaching law enforcement at all?
Absolutely not.
Why? What was your mindset in the military?
Kill.
Okay. I love that. That's why these guys keep us safe at night. So, you know, I mean, not throwing anybody out there under the bus, but, you know, I don't care how much you've studied with cops, you know, worked with cops, heard the stories, unless you've been scared shitless for this amount of second because you think some, you know, teenager's got a knife coming through a bedroom and you don't know if you can kill or can't kill or what the circumstance is, you have no business teaching cops defensive tactics at all. All right, that's my 2-cent rant on that. We'll see you on the next video.